Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Reality Showgirls.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm so excited for this episode, you guys.
Me too. Lulu, are you serious? Oh my God,
and I guess Lulu is excited too. She's making an appearance
She's making an appearance and she's really excited. Thanks so much for joining us. We have a jam-packed episode. We have a special guest, Tyler Dema, actor, influencer, newly casting director, extraordinaire, good dear friend, old-time friend, is going to be on the pod. So we're going to be showing that a little bit later. But before we get into anything, shall we clean it up and do a little housekeeping?
Just a little bit of housekeeping. If you're listening, that hopefully means that you like us or you're coming because you saw Tyler saying
because he's so famous,
and hopefully you will like us very soon. And so because of that, you should follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok. We're on YouTube.
We do it all, baby.
We're everywhere.
We're quadruple threats.
Quadruple? Did I say fourth?
I don't know.
That's okay. But yeah, so hopefully you enjoy the episode and enjoy our podcast and you want to listen even more.
Yes.
So
sit back, relax.
We're on Spotify and all those things too. Subscribe. Leave us a comment down below if you ever have any suggestions about what we should talk about, your thoughts and opinions, and hopefully we'll agree with your opinions. But that's okay. We can have a little discourse. That's okay.
No, we do like a little discourse in this family.
Don't listen to her. You don't have to get out of here.
No, you don't have to get out of here.
Like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. Turn on the notification bell if you're on YouTube. That helps us out.
Yeah.
And yeah, we just want to see the podcast grow because we're a good time.
We're a great time. And you guys are going to love this podcast, so stay tuned.
Yes. And you're really going to love this episode. I just want to say, because I personally, I didn't know Tyler at all before today.
Yeah.
So we talk about so many different things, about the musical theater world, about the casting side of things within theater.
Actors, get ready and get your fucking notepad out because like, you're about to like hear some fucking wisdom.
Some good little
and it's also just a big musical theater episode, which you know what? We are centered around reality TV shows, but like sometimes
reality TV right now is kind of taking a little bit of a pause. All we got right now going really is
we had a really great conversation that you guys are going to enjoy. Okay, can you wait for? All right, some of y'all, you're just gonna have to sit because Whitney has to update us on.
Yes, I was going to say before we get into the episode with Tyler, we got to do some quick little updates if you're listening from last episode about ourselves.
We've been on a saga, on a dating saga, both of us.
Yes.
So can you tell them about the Croatian man?
Yes. So
this
as you
poor
guys know,
fucking man, dude.
I was going on.
You fucked him up.
I think last I left is that I wasn't feeling the tennis player anymore. And I was like, I have to figure out how to handle that. I tried to give it, like third time's a charm maybe, but it was not a charm. It was,
the way that Whitney was like dreading the state.
I mean,
yeah, you were.
It was a beautiful day out. It was that day when it was super sunny and everyone went to Central Park. And I was like, I want to be outside. So, I switched the plans around. I was like, hey, let's just meet at this time. Let's just meet at a bar.
A reminder, they were going to come here
originally
to see if they had a connection further.
But yeah, let me just tell you, like I already just wasn't feeling it because I just don't think we have a lot in common. On the date, I like tried to get out of him like, what else are you interested in besides tennis? And I somehow ended up like interrogating him in a pizza shop.
Yes.
He was eating artichoke pizza and I'm like, I don't want this. I tried it. I wanted to throw up.
The food choices that you guys went to.
It was a crazy time.
The ramen to the artichoke pizza is wild.
And I literally was like, what do you think about us? And
I love saying that when you just meet someone.
Yeah.
You're like, so
but we kind of came to the same conclusion that there's clearly a big gap between us. And like, if you want it to work, you would. And like, if there is that connection, it would be there. And it was pretty like amicable.
Yeah.
And I still like left kissing him. Strange, but like, I think we haven't spoken since. But that's so fine. That's just the way it goes, I guess, in the dating world. But what really like gave me like the final straw, the final ick was that, we're up here in Harlem. That's where we are. That's where
guys, this is so fucking crazy. Oh my God, I fucking screamed when she told me this.
Yeah. So, originally he was going to come over here and get drinks over here. And he said, I didn't wear my watch tonight because I knew that we were going to be in Harlem. And I said,
oh my God.
Sir,
oh my God,
do you realize the underlying racism in that statement?
He didn't.
No, he did not realize that. And I said,
moving on.
Yeah.
You're
okay.
canceled.
So that's a wrap.
and with that,
we
bid you adieu.
I am so good. Yeah. So that really, I was just like, yep. I can't.
Yeah. Upsetting, but let him go.
Truly, I felt relief after it was over.
It's just kind of like you didn't.
Actually, no, I didn't feel relief. Oh. I didn't. I forgot. And here's the thing. I was talking about, because immediately when I left, I felt bad. I felt bad that I had like, in a kind of way, like led him on, you could say. But not really, because I think we're both feeling it out.
Yeah.
But I just felt bad that like I could see that he was willing to try and make it work. But I just wasn't feeling it, and I'm not going to continue it.
If you're not feeling it.
And I do feel like there are people out there, there are men out there that like are just so easily able to just like date a girl, like just get with the girl and just drop them immediately and like not care about their feelings or anything. But like, I personally do care about this guy's feelings. And I hate the feeling that like, you know, he had to freaking come from an hour and away to see me just for us to have one drink and then go have a breakup in a pizza shop and it'd be fucking weird as hell. Like I felt bad that I did that, but I didn't want, but I just wanted to be real with him. Like, I'm not going to be.
You could have done it later down the line and it would have been worse. So
yeah,
you did the right
I could have just completely ghosted. And maybe some people would say like, I'd rather just be ghosted. I don't know. But I personally just, I felt bad after, but I think it's okay in the end. But I'm just an empathetic person. And
no, I mean, I agree. I think I even felt weird with that crazy Italian man. Why did I feel so?
Are you talking about the one night stand?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Like the way he's in the trash bin for me.
Because he really is in the trash bin. But like, I understand that feeling because I was like, he was a fucking bitch to me. And I still was like, oh man. Like, I was like, what? Why do I fucking care about how he feels? He's a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I know
you had a valid reason not to care about him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like it was kind of easy to leave. I was like, you're fucking insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but no, I get it. It's weird.
And honestly, I've been feeling like I'm so lonely and like I just want to be with a guy or something like that. But after dealing with that, I'm like,
and you're like, I'm good.
Wait, I'm okay.
You're fine.
I'm okay.
Yeah, it's
I
very
can totally
humbling.
take a break.
Yeah, it's very
from
humbling.
the men.
I'm supposed to, I think, go on a date this week. With
a
new player. No, it's a new player I haven't even discussed. I'm just launching it right now. I know.
Wow.
I know.
Wait,
don't have a nickname.
What's his face?
Mr. BP? No, not Mr. BP.
No, that's not who I meant.
Who?
I Love Is Blind boy.
Guys, this is crazy. Me just fucking scrolling on the Bumble, and the bums.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. And I'm just, mind you, and I see this like really fucking cute, tall, big nose man. You know how I go crazy. And I'm like, oh my God, big nose, cute. And I look and I'm like, wait.
You didn't even recognize who he was
at
first?
At first I was like, yes, work. And then I was like, oh my God. If you don't know Love Is Blind Leo from the Washington, D.C. season, the season previous, I'm in love with Leo. I've always been in love with Leo. I think he's yappy. He's like a type that I like, a string bean type that I do like. And
I do enjoy his TikToks quite a lot.
And it's just something about the string bean aspect. I have dated a couple of string beans in my life and I just like him. I like the string beans sometimes. And there's a special place for the bears as well. So, I'm just very, very open. And I saw him and my heart fluttered, but I don't think we matched.
Hey, you never know. He's got to go back. He's got to go on the app and do his own swiping.
I fucking swiped right so fucking fast. I said, please, I want to meet you and
so I tried to just go on the app because I just wanted to see if I'd find him, but he's not coming my way.
No. But there's a potential date. My date with a Greek man went well. It was good. Same thing. Like, I don't know if we had like a ton in common, but it was a nice time. We had drinks, we had dinner, we had a nightcap.
And things weren't left like in a weird way. Like
no, like we're still kind of talking. We're probably going to see each other again. I think he's kind of unserious, but like I feel like I'm also unserious, so it's all an unserious time over here. And I'm just like switching gears to like a more unserious phase, I guess, of my life, because every time I'm like trying to be a serious person, I get fucking hurt and also treated poorly. So it's like if I invest too much of myself in these people, I just know I'm going to get hurt. So I'm just very guarded. But it's not that I had a bad time and it's not that we didn't connect. I think I'm just a very guarded person. But I also think maybe he sensed that too and was guarded, or maybe he's just guarded as well.
Who knows?
So who knows? All of the fucking guards are up. The guardmen are out. And
guards, lock the gates.
Yeah, the guards are out. Lock the gates. And yeah, that's how we're rolling right now.
But you're saying that you're going on another date with someone new.
Oh no, yes. Possibly. Yeah, and Mr. BP is, I don't really know. Mr. BP, we're just talking.
Mr. BP is this old man she's talking to.
Okay, don't do that. Don't disrespect him.
Sorry. He's not old. But
I like him. He's cute. He's
different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, like
just
definitely. But it's funny because it started as like a whatever, and like I'm still like low key kind of talking to him. So I feel like I owe it to myself to meet him eventually, but it's not like we're super pressing, because sometimes we're texting and I'm just like, he's kind of funny, but also I'm like, I think he doesn't understand anything I'm saying.
Oh my God.
Wait, this is so funny. Old. Wait, I know. Wait, guys, he's actually old because I literally wait, stop. I sent him something in fucking invisible ink.
Oh my God, he didn't even know how to open it.
He said, what is this? And all I said was like LMFAO, or like ha 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 ha. We didn't talk for 3 days after that.
Because he was at
because he probably didn't even know what it said.
Listen, and I was telling
Casey this, and Casey was like, you need to write a full fucking paragraph in invisible ink. And I was like, we were laughing. Oh my God, we were laughing so hard about that.
My God.
It's so funny. So yeah, that's Mr. BP. That's gonna be up in the air. Greek man, he's kind of here. Like I'm kind of here for it, but also like I think he hates me.
It's unserious times.
I think he hates me, but it's fine. And I think everyone hates me though. So anytime I go on a date, I'm like,
yeah, I don't know why.
I'm like, do you like me?
Words of affirmation, please.
Yeah, maybe I do like words of affirmation. Maybe I do. Maybe in the beginning stages.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's about fucking it. So we'll see. I say I'm going on a date. I don't really mean I'm going on a date, because I set this up like a while ago with this guy, because he's been like out of town. He's like in Montreal or whatever the fuck for his job. I know. I'm like, who the fuck am I?
So do I know who this person is?
No, it's a new player. Like I said, I haven't told anyone. I'm literally spilling it right now.
Okay.
In real time.
All right.
So, but guys, I'm like literally don't trust a fucking word a man says until I get a fucking reservation and a time to meet.
Yeah.
So for me, it's not a date yet, but.
Well, guess we'll have to wait and see until next week, and we will update you guys then.
Yes.
Last thing I just want to talk about before we talk to Tyler, because it's a jam-packed episode of what
gotta keep it moving.
Chit chat.
That was just a little update.
Yeah, it's just a little update in Bachelor Nation.
Mm-hmm.
Since the finale has aired, last week we were talking about how Julianna said that she did not watch the finale, and that's what they like agreed that they would do. And I feel like she's saying like, oh no, I was going to watch, I just didn't want to watch it on the night it premiered because I wanted to be in a happy place, which does make sense. But I'm also like, girl, did you just see the comments the next day and you're like, wait, maybe I should watch this back?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like she could have gone back on her word, but whatever.
I mean, it's fine. And I'm glad she did watch. But yeah, so now she has seen everything. And now she went on the Nick Viall podcast, and she's basically saying that she's hurt by Litia's words, like how Litia handled the breakup, because I guess
she's feeling a little bullied by the other girls. And honestly, respectfully, I think I'd feel the same way.
I would feel that way too, but it's just that thing of like, you have to see both sides, where like, of course, people are going to be upset with how Grant handled things, because even like Carolina, she went on the Bachelor Happy Hour podcast and was saying that like Grant would say a lot of things. He would make a lot of promises to these girls and then dump them, And so it's just like, it's none of the girls' fault. Yeah. It's just, unfortunately, how Grant handled being the Bachelor, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah. But Julianna was like really upset that that Litia brought up Julianna's name when she was getting broken up with by Grant. But I would be like, yeah, I hope Litia sees this and, you know.
I mean, I get that.
Puts it in her back pocket.
Should
Put it in your back pocket, girlfriend.
Should she have said her name? Probably not. But like, I mean, like I said, she held herself really well in that moment. So
yeah, I think so
I don't
too.
really.
I'm just also saying, like, I think that honestly, like, Julianna was the right person for Grant, and I hope that they're happy, and I hope that they work.
I don't think they will, but yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, but
they're probably fighting right now as we speak.
He just flew out to Chicago for her. Boston, not Chicago. But yeah, that's basically it. I also got to say, I'm not digging the trucker hats on Litia. Have you?
I don't know what's happening. Is she like dropping a line or something?
No, I think she just really likes trucker hats and big sweatshirts right now. That's like her phase.
I personally, okay, just away from the situation, I don't really like her that much. I've been siding with her because like, obviously that's crazy. But like her persona of like who she is, I'm just like, I don't really vibe with that.
I hope she kind of takes a step back soon. It's only been a week. So she's still in the thick of it.
Yeah.
In the hype of it all.
But yeah, also Tyler Cameron has been very vocal about this season for whatever reason, and now is kind of like in a fight with Grant, like a TikTok thing. Like, what is that up with that?
I don't even know. But now Tyler like released his own song with like some country duo group.
I'm so dead.
And I'm like, what's happening?
I think he's just bored. Like
I think everyone's bored, and like Grant's making responses to Tyler on his TikTok about him not liking Kendrick Lamar's halftime performance.
Yes, that was and then people are in the comments like, you and Julianna are so unserious. I'm dead. Like literally, they're like, the boys are feuding and they're like, yeah, we hate you guys together. Like all the comments are like that in that post.
Jeez.
And I'm like, oh my God, like this couple is not going to do well. Also, a little unrelated but related, Tyler hung out with Rachel Kirkconnell.
Yeah.
But I think it's fine.
Yeah, there's no drama to it, really.
There's no drama between, because I thought, oh, maybe that means Tyler is siding with Rachel. But it looked like a group event, so it didn't really look like that big of a deal.
No, because Matt James is in Tyler Cameron's new song music video.
Yeah, and then he also like commented on something on his Instagram like recently. So everything's fine.
It's fine.
But I'm like, why are you hanging out with Rachel?
And you know, Carolina also dropped a diss track about Grant too.
I hate her.
I need everyone, as we said in a previous podcast, stop the singing. Enough with the singing. Enough with the music. Leave the music to the professionals and just sit down.
It all started with Jed.
Not Jed. And that big old head. And Jed with the big old head.
And then Daisy in the music video.
It doesn't end.
It doesn't end.
Everyone just wants a music career.
It doesn't end. It ends with us.
No, we can't wrap it around back to them. Sorry. No more Blake Lively, please.
I literally can't stop talking about Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni.
But yeah, cool. I think that's it.
Yeah, great. Let's get into the interview with Tyler. Welcome to the pod, the one and only Tyler Dema. Casting, actor, influencer extraordinaire, right?
All of it. That's a true triple threat.
All of it.
That is
the true triple threat.
That's the actual triple threat.
In 2025, yeah. Social media
star.
Opinions.
Yes.
And acting. That's the true triple threat. Who needs to dance and sing?
And honestly, you might be like, oh, I know this person, because he was out here doing these Elphaba Roulettes.
Oh gosh.
And these, yes, that's right. It's Tyler.
It's me. It is I.
It's Matt.
Yeah, there you go. I wasn't gonna do it. I'm glad you did.
Yeah, I felt it. Someone had to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's back it up. Okay. Rewind. Tyler and I met.
How many years ago?
In the summer of
2017. Whoa.
What's that, 8 years ago? Almost?
Jesus.
That's really crazy. 8 years ago? 7 years ago?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Someone let that sink in.
Moment of silence for that. Moment of silence for that.
Let that sink in. We met in Charlotte, North Carolina, at a theater.
playing two roles that we probably shouldn't have been playing.
But we didn't know because we were 18 and 19.
Yeah.
Or you were 20.
And we didn't cast ourselves.
And listen, I was just here
Should we have said no? Probably.
But like I said, I was 18.
Yeah.
And it was...
Are we saying what the roles are now? Or are we going to just move on?
No, we can say it.
The show?
We were in a chorus line and we were very close on and off the stage and stood next to each other. And if
we're on
you
the line.
know the lore, then you can
We were on the
figure it
line
out.
all the way to the end.
Yeah, all the way in the end. Show-stopping. Turns.
Triple turns.
That's it.
And topic.
That's it. But we actually got really close during that contract. It was really nice.
We did.
Yeah.
We did. And it was like, I think of it as one of my fondest moments. I think of it as one of my favorite contracts that I've ever done. It was also my first, so I don't know if anyone else has like the nostalgia.
Yeah, but that has like a special place in your heart, you know?
It does. And it was like, I was 18. I had no idea what the fuck was happening with my life and didn't know how I ended up there. Because I auditioned actually at SETC. Do you remember?
Oh my God,
yes.
SETC.
Did you do SETC too?
Oh yeah.
It's like really overwhelming.
The fact that I like got
a job. Do we like break
job,
down what the SETC is for those who don't know?
Oh my God.
Yes.
Like the Spark Notes version.
What does it stand for again?
Southeastern Theater Conference.
There we go.
So it's just like it's like a gigantic cattle call for college students where we're essentially auditioning for dozens of theaters all across the country at once. So everyone goes and you sing, I think, a 16 or 32 bar cut in front of everyone, in front of like an auditorium of people.
Yeah.
Wait, you have like 90 seconds to showcase.
Oh, right. Yeah, there's a time limit.
Yes,
oh my God. It's 90 seconds and they time you. And then you do like
monologue song.
They will literally cut you off. You do a monologue song and a slate, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like a dance call that they all watch. And then what is it? They posted like a list in the lobby or somewhere, and you would like see where you had to go.
Yeah, like every theater, like whoever they wanted to see again.
It's like really wild, efficient,
crazy.
but wild. And the fact that people actually efficient. Work from that.
Yeah,
I booked 2 jobs.
That's
from
how
it.
I got like my first real professional job. That's why I moved out to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Well, I almost did Paw Patrol because I got an offer from them from that too.
Paw.
That's crazy.
Paw Patrol.
I guess it really is effective. Yeah, keep going.
Anyway,
I love that.
No, yeah. So it was funny because they are, for this company, they have like a company of actors for the summer that do all the shows. Yeah. So it was me. It's six people, 3 girls, 3 boys. Well, I think Lexi and Bailey were already cast. So they were like literally just looking for one girl. And I can't believe like I got it from SETC.
Yeah, but think about it. Like if they have one more, I guess, contract they need to fill and they know which roles that person's slotting into, if you check all those boxes, then that's
I remember going for the callback and I just remember being like, they really liked me.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I didn't know how things work. So I was like, I think they really like me, but also like, beep bop boop. I'm just a kid. Like I was just like, beep bop. And I just, it was like weird that I was even going because you had to like score a certain score to like go to SETC.
It's so weird.
Like there's a pre-audition for the audition and like even making it to SETC was like a big accomplishment. So for me, I was just like,
to then go to like the main audition. Yeah.
And the Florida one was wild, y'all. That one was like the Florida one was so cutthroat. I was literally like,
they all are
happening?
oh my God.
I mean, they're
especially
all
when you're in college.
Yeah.
Everything theater is so cutthroat. Really?
Mm-hmm.
That probably seems a lot less.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, it wasn't as intense. I just sent in like one submission video.
Good for you, sister.
Oh my God. The way that we were fighting for our lives. We had a showcase in our theater department before we did the pre-screen show.
Same.
Yeah. So it was
when
a
the faculty would be like,
yep. And they would,
you should wear character shoes. I'm like, okay, so your opinion means nothing to me. If you're telling these girls to wear character shoes in an audition.
Yeah.
Girl.
Oh, that's
my.
Elon.
So at SETC, I remember a casting person came in and she was like, no more character shoes, no more of like the what does she call it?
Capizio.
Like, of like the colors. Like she was like, enough of like the green, the blue, the jewel tones. Thank you. I was like, she's like, get rid of it. I'm tired of seeing it. And I was like,
period.
Okay. They made us not wear character shoes, but they did tell me to wear my jewel tone.
I think I went a little bit later, I feel like.
Oh, okay. I had this actually, I think I was pretty, I had this blue and it was like a little lacy at the top. Ooh. And just a regular heel. I actually still have the heels. I wear those heels all the time. They're on their last motherfucking limb. But I literally love those.
They work.
They are busted. Like I literally was wearing them at this wedding and I was like, girl, I think it's the last rodeo for these.
Yeah. They've had their time.
They've had there's like dirt and anyways. They would like, I remember I went for the showcase before the pre-screen, and they went, and I didn't know I had to be dressed for it. So I just had like whatever dress I had on me. And it was just like this gray blob of a dress, because I'm like, first off, why did I have a gray dress? I don't know. And I had like those chunky sandals. What are they called? They were so in, especially in the South. And I'm forgetting the name of it. And I'm going to remember it, right?
Chunky sandals?
It was like a chunky sandal. Everyone had them at my school.
Was it like the basket weave type?
No.
What are those?
Oh, fucking I'm going to think about it.
That's
Anyways,
right.
I had those on, and my, like, the costume, like, designer there, like, would give advice for, like, what you were wearing. And he was like, Eleni, you look horrible.
Oh my God.
Like, you look like
honestly,
that's an ugly dress.
I think we need more of that. I think we need to start telling
they bullied me.
musical theater majors who are trying to figure out what they're doing and who they are.
He said ugly.
Be brutal. Be brutally honest. I know I mentioned to you both earlier, like I spent, like 2 weekends ago, I spent a significant amount of my Saturday evening wiping any evidence of me as a performer from the internet.
I can't believe you did that, because
your
chorus line was so...
No.
I'm sorry. It was so good.
The monologue, maybe. The dancing, sister.
The dancing was so... I looked up to you.
That's so sweet, but so insane. Like, what?
I was like, I think I'm dancing just like Tyler.
You're crazy. Everyone was so much better than me in that show. Anyway, but I
don't listen to anything he's saying.
Yes.
Tyler's amazing.
No, you're very sweet.
Really true triple threat.
No, that's very kind. That's very kind of you to say. But I spent a significant, thank you. I spent a significant amount of time just like wiping everything like of mine performer-wise from the internet. And a lot of that included like unlisted like audition tapes like from college.
Yeah.
And I was like, who
let you?
Is that? Like, seriously, like not even like the material I was doing, but like the way I was holding myself, the way I was cutting my hair, what I was wearing, like I thought
you were so cute.
Yeah, but like you just like don't know who you are, I think, at that point. And I think it takes a while to kind of like now I'm like cutting all my hair off and like getting tattoos everywhere. And like at that point I thought I was this like clean cut like musical theater boy, and it just like wasn't me. And it's just like really jarring to see, like wild to look back and be like, wow, that I was like, I really thought I was the moment. And you're just not.
You were,
and that's
the
okay.
moment.
Yeah, that maybe to you.
Wait,
that's really sweet.
No, I.
Well, we got so close.
Yeah, no, I.
Well, to clarify from what Eleni said before, like the 6 contracts of 3 and 3.
Yes,
I was. I had worked at that theater the summer prior, so they brought me back just for chorus line, that one show. So I kind of came into this environment where I thought like all these friendships were established, and I was a little like,
bitch, no.
I was like, how am I going to fit in here? And then I think you said it was when I sang the little 8 bars that I have after the opening. And you were like, I'm in love with him. And I said, period. We're going to be besties, sister.
I was literally obsessed with you. No, it was so funny because I remember you came in and I remember just being like, oh my God, like he's so fucking for real.
That's
like,
crazy, bro.
The energy that you exuded, you were just like, and I just remember you being like, so you're in the company? And I said, yes. And you're like, work.
It is so fascinating to hear like other people's perception of you.
Because you just, I could tell like I just felt like you like knew, and you kind of just like knew everyone. I could just see like you looking at everyone just being like, I fucking know like what I'm doing here. Like, I just know my space. Like you just kind of, it wasn't like you were, what am I trying to say? Like,
acting above.
Yeah, you were acting above, but you just like fucking knew your shit. Like you were just in there and you were like, I know my shit. And I was like, fuck, I want to know my shit too.
You did. You were great.
And I was like, oh my God, we're going to be best friends.
You're such, and we were so close.
And you do spend a lot of time. And also I kind of had to be friends with you.
Right. Can you imagine we hated each other?
That would be
spend
hard.
The entire show standing next to each other.
And I have no one on the other side of me.
No.
I'm at the end.
Sister, it is just you and I.
It was you, me, and what's his name? Carson.
Hey,
wait,
Carson,
he's like,
if you're listening to this.
Hey, Carson. Love Carson. He was 16.
He was a baby.
He was 16 years old.
He was a baby.
That was illegal.
The thing about the cast is like wait, we were not age appropriate for the characters, but the dynamics were age appropriate. Mm-hmm. Like Mark is supposed to be like what, like 27 or something, or like 25, whatever.
Like he's the youngest.
Yeah, and then like
Carson
Paul and Deanna are like late 20s, early 30s, whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas we were
18, 19.
He was a fetus. So like the dynamic, the age dynamic was like appropriate, but none of us should have been playing those roles. And then I had to leave to go do something else, which I was not happy doing.
What did you do?
I did Tarzan in Kentucky.
Oh my God, I remember that.
And then
And then
I drove back one night to surprise
oh my God,
you guys doing Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia.
I'm going to show her.
What? Oh yeah, okay.
You think I don't have this video of me surprising you and you freaking out?
I was freaking out.
So what happened was I was really close with like one of the costume people at the theater.
Who?
And I was like, Ramsey.
Oh.
And I was like, I'm going to tell. I look so nervous in this video. It's crazy because I just wanted to.
It's like he's coming home from the army.
Yeah, she was
literally that.
She texted Lenny and she was like, "Hey, I'm locked out of this store. Like, can you come get me?"
Oh my God.
Wait,
and
you have it ready?
Yes.
Eleni, I'm locked down.
Do you see how nervous I am?
I'm locked down.
You are gagged, Joey.
Run away.
He's running away.
She runs away.
No words.
You couldn't speak because
I couldn't speak because I'm in love with you.
Yeah, but also I think you guys were like not happy.
What?
On that contract? Like, I don't think you were happy. Like,
at the end?
Like, I think the vibes were kind of off.
The vibes were not as strong. Like, Chorus Line was the reason I was there. Because I think all of us, when you're in a, if you haven't done summer stock, it's essentially like you're in all the other shows, but everyone is kind of there for one role, essentially.
There's one that you fit the best.
So, I mean, I was there for Chorus Line.
Right.
Like, bitch, I was there for the Centipede and Peach.
Gag it. Yeah. Baby, like, if that's your start term, hey, sometimes that's how that's the name of the
Lisa and Mamma Mia.
Whereas like
I honestly probably should have been Sophie looking back at that.
Yeah.
And I probably shouldn't have whatever. It is what it is. Actually,
Anyway,
Bailey kind of slayed that, but
that was such a lifetime ago.
It was a long time ago. I never thought I was a Sophie, but now like as I've gotten older, I'm like, wait, I should have been doing that. Like, what?
I think you should be going in for Sophie right now, wearing this outfit.
Yeah. Yes.
Whitney.
Oh, yeah. This is very Mamma Mia coded right now.
You're so Mamma
I'm
Mia
ready.
coded.
Get into that room now.
Yeah, get in there.
The Broadway return.
Yeah.
You saw that, right?
Yeah.
They're just bringing the tour.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Like I have a friend in it. I'm like, well, shit, she's just gonna make her Broadway debut.
Yeah. Yeah.
I should have booked that.
Good for them. And what I love, it's an inside scoop for the theater kids who are all over TikTok. They're like making like their dream casts.
Oh yeah.
Of like what the Mamma Mia cast will be. And I'm like, sisters, the show is cast.
It's done.
It's cast, babies. It's done. It's a tour, but it's just coming to.
Yeah.
It's gonna do
That's
well.
so crazy.
It is gonna do well.
Imagine you're just
it's gonna do
you're
really
like, oh my God, I'm going to Broadway.
Yeah,
Great!
just like a little 6 months in on
Wait,
Broadway.
because it's well, I thought it was a non-union tour, but I guess it's not.
No, it's not.
No. Mm-hmm.
Dang. That's so crazy. Okay, so that's the lore between Tyler and I, but I feel like
and now we're reunited on your podcast.
How
on the
crazy.
podcast.
Thrilled to be here.
Wait, I just have I have some like rapid fire questions.
Okay, hit me.
Okay.
Let's make them rapid.
Oh.
I'm ready.
Oh, okay,
I'm ready.
okay.
I want to prepare. Okay.
Favorite Broadway show? Well, fuck.
This season?
This season. But I feel like we'll do last season too, because I feel like we're still kind of fresh in this season. The best and the worst. From the past past.
The best and the worst.
Yeah.
Maybe Happy Ending, I think, is my favorite musical this season.
Okay.
It was beautiful.
Okay.
Beautiful
I
show.
need to see it.
It's excellent. And I was invited to see it on the day that they announced their the cast album.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that.
Yeah, so I was invited to see it that day. Got to go to like a little reception for it, and I'm so glad I think when you're invited to something, you're kind of supposed to put out there like, oh, like only like positive things about it, but it was so nice to actually feel really positively about the show.
I thought it was good too.
It's beautiful.
It is good.
And then they invited me back for the album release party and got to meet the whole cast. It was really great.
How did you get into that? Just because of
influencing? Yeah, like social media. It's great. It's so weird. Social media is so wild.
Who controls that?
The fates that be. People who were run the social media accounts for.
And they just reach out to you.
Shows. Yeah. Yeah. It's how I've seen. My favorite play this season was John Proctor's The Villain. I was also invited. I was invited to see the invited dress of that.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if they've officially opened yet, but I think since I saw it, they probably changed some things, but it's really, really good. Really, really good.
Let's get to the tea. What's the worst?
Least, I don't want to say the worst because theater is subjective, but
no, but it's
my hot take, my really, really hot take
Let's hear
is
it.
that I hated Sunset Boulevard.
Wow.
Because I didn't really like it. Well, okay.
She just got too hyped up, I think.
Well, that's my issue. Is I hate when things are like really overhyped. Like
it was overhyped for me.
Yeah.
I also I was talking about this with Kayla. I just was like, this is first off, I don't see myself like in the show, and if I can't see it, like I kind of don't care. Sorry, I love myself.
Sure.
It's that, or it's just extremely unrelatable, the storyline. And also the music is not that good. So for me, it's like the music's not that good. And also the story is really unrelatable. But the filming aspect was cool. But I was just like, I hate a bare stage. I hate a bare bone stage.
Okay, so I think everything you're saying is exactly how I feel.
Okay.
But I think you can kind of group them together in the sense that, first of all, I think the score is really redundant. Yes. So I think it's really hard to kind of hook in because you're like, it's like vague and redundant. And so I don't really know like what I'm supposed to be like catching on to.
Yes.
I think the characters are really hard to care about.
Yeah. I agree.
With the way they're structured.
Yeah. Like, why do I care?
Right. And
like, what? How'd y'all meet?
Yeah.
Like,
and
seriously, how'd y'all meet?
I think what made past productions kind of, I hate to say this, but like palatable is like how grandiose the set is and the aesthetic of her mansion and all of that. And I think when you strip all that away, I think it could be effective if the material is good. But to me personally, the material just like really doesn't speak to me because I don't find myself caring about the characters and I don't find myself really latching on to. I mean, like, of course, like her 11 o'clock number, it's great. And like, and she's a machine. Her voice is crazy.
Yeah. She loves Trump, but
then like, it's like, I think the idea of filming a musical that's about film is cool.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
I just don't really vibe with like they're doing an entire scene in the wing and we're watching it from like the screen. And I also didn't really love the like top of show we're establishing we're in 1949, but then you're going to be typing on a MacBook Air and like showing pictures of Nicole with the Pussycat Dolls. I'm just like, it just like seems really disjointed to me.
It was, I think, I agree.
Yeah.
I think it was cool because it's just like I've never seen something like that before. But I think I just generally don't like Sunset Boulevard, the music. And then on top of that, I've been on I'm tired of the minimalistic stuff. I'm over it. I'm so over it. I want extravaganza.
Totally. And I think that's like a taste and a preference thing. Like there are people who love it and it really speaks to them. And I want to let them have that opinion.
And I get it. Sometimes it hits, but sometimes it doesn't.
The same way. Yeah.
I feel like that's not that hot of a take. Oh, I know Whitney really liked it.
Yeah, but I think it's because I had no idea what. I just went to like a preview and I was just like, I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. And I was like, oh, wow.
And I will say it's really, really cool to see the top of Act 2.
Yeah.
Like when he going through the entire theater to outside looping background and then
that's
him
like
coming
the
in.
best part.
It's really, it actually is really, really
that's
cool.
Like, wait, what is the show I hated? Back to the Future, when the car was flipping, I was like, all right, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Back to the Future does have some bops, but yeah, it's, I don't know. It's just like.
I was about to leave.
Really?
I hated it.
Really?
I hated it.
The only thing I didn't like was the opening for Act 2. I was like, what's happening?
Hated it. Okay, so you've been living in New York basically your whole life. Well, you went to Elon.
Yeah, I was born in the Bronx.
Yeah.
Boogie Down Bronx.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You're like from. So what is the most overrated and underrated things in New York City?
Oh my
I know
gosh.
that's such a broad thing,
that's
but like,
very
I just was wondering. I know this has nothing to do with theater, but I just was like wondering, how often do you meet someone that's actually like from New York and like born and raised and like know everything?
Overrated.
It could be multiple things.
Actually, this might be a hot take.
Okay.
I will say I think the pizza is actually overrated. The better pizza's on Long Island.
Okay.
Better pizza and better bagels are on Long Island. Go to Long Island. Every time I go see my dad, I'm like, that's what we're getting.
Okay. Okay.
Underrated. Just like of New York, generally.
Of New York, like anything. Very general.
Jeez, underrated. I'm gonna say. Well, I'll keep it relevant to this. Like underground theater, like theater that's like down in the village that it's like not really promoted well, like that's where you're gonna find some like gritty,
some good stuff,
honest, good shit, and really good actors. If I were to pick something not theater related, oh my God, this is a hard question.
Yeah,
I think about everything that New York has to offer.
I know there's so many good things.
Underrated.
Stumped.
I'm really stumped, especially because I mean you're asking someone who is now so in the mindset of like leaving the city.
I know.
So I'm like love New York. She'll always be home. I'll always come back. But I'm right now in a place where I'm just like kind of ready to.
You're like, there's nothing.
Take
good.
a break.
There's nothing.
So I'm a little like,
yeah.
Like I think the nightlife is perfectly rated. I think it's like, especially thinking about going to a city where like nightlife isn't really a thing. New York City nightlife really is unmatched.
Are you gonna miss that?
No.
Really?
I like to sleep. So like the vibes in LA, it's like pool party from like 1 to 6 and go have a nice dinner in bed by 8. And I'm like, catch me there, sister. I need to be asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Taurus of you.
Very Taurus of me.
Except I like going out. Well, I go in phases. I do believe New York is very like you can have a really good night and a really bad night.
Oh, totally.
A really bad night.
And a really bad night is right.
I this might sound crazy, but like I think kind of in this realm, underrated is the subway. We get yes, MTA can really suck a lot of the time.
Yeah.
The schedule sucks, but like if the fact that until you're in a city where there isn't reliable transportation, or like I don't drink, so like I don't really have to deal with like, oh my God, how do I get home when I'm drunk? Like, but like for people like the subway's kind of a very reliable.
It's there.
Like, you know, like
she's running.
Yeah, she can be a little scary sometimes. Like I'm
scary,
gonna give her that.
She's running.
But, like, she's running. Like go to a city where there is like where the public transportation is garbage. And then you'll be like, okay, I appreciate the New York City subway a little more.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like I was saying it the other day. I was like, you know what? We do be zooming on this thing though. We do be sitting and just like getting there.
Yeah.
Like all we do is just sit and just like rot on our phones and then we're there.
Literally to get from me to you earlier, like I'm down in Hell's Kitchen. 2 stops.
Yeah.
On the express.
Yeah. Period.
Very periodly.
It's like boom.
Yeah.
You're there.
Rapid.
You said rapid.
I know it's not even rapid because there's so many things to discuss in it. I actually wanted to break down your transition from actor into now casting.
Sure.
Speak on it.
Speak on it. Let's speak on it. I don't know. I think I realized honestly being away last summer, being in LA, and just kind of being out of the musical theater circuit and the like hustle of it all. First of all, I don't think I'm meant to hustle. I think I'm meant to.
I feel that.
Did you guys watch White Lotus when Parker Posey's like, I'm not meant to live an uncomfortable life. It's very me.
That's you.
And so being out of it and kind of taking a step back to like relax and also kind of put like things into perspective, I was like, maybe I don't really jive with that lifestyle.
Yeah.
And it just hadn't really been fulfilling to me in the way that I think it used to be. And when I really realized that it was time to step away was when I was no longer finding any joy in what I was doing. And I think that I love theater. Theater is my first love for sure. And I'm very, very passionate about it. And I think I'm meant to work in it to some extent, but I think performing is what I thought I had to do. And so that's what I did. And strangely enough, like I know there are a lot of things about social media to hate, but when this thing kind of blew up accidentally, it really kind of spiraled into something that made me realize that I have really strong skills in other facets of the industry, which is like having the vocabulary to like break down performance and like the understanding of, because with the Elphaba Roulette stuff, it was like so fun and silly, and I didn't really realize.
Like very impressive.
See, but the thing about it though is like.
But for you, it's like, it's nothing.
Yeah. It's so like, when it started to blow up, I was like, why is this like becoming a thing? And like,
you have 4.4 million views on that.
Well, like, and that, it really hit me when like that interview happened with like the entire movie cast. Like,
and Ari's like, I've seen it.
When Ethan was like, oh, Tyler, I'm like, so this really did like.
So he like literally
said your name. I didn't know that.
No,
I don't know anything.
He said it. Oh, you don't? Yeah.
So Ari literally is like, oh my God, yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
She says that.
He, like, the interviewer was about to mention me, but Ethan Slater said it first. It was really crazy.
But
Ethan that's when I kind of realized.
Yeah, Ethan says,
he's like,
well, I don't think they did the interview together, but Ethan has like a section with him. And then he's like, oh yeah, Tyler, yeah, he's amazing. He's incredible.
And that's when I was like, oh, this really did like reach a really wide audience.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of should, okay, first of all, I need to have a, like, kind of an encyclopedic brain of just performers, like people. And like as a casting director, like I'm the more I'm talking to casting director friends that I know and who are kind of helping me break out into this avenue of the industry, a lot of them, or I'm not gonna say a lot, a few of them are like, you know, I don't even, my first batch of appointments is not even from agent submissions. It's just people that I know to bring in for this.
And that makes sense because what do we say all the time? It's all about connections and it's all about
but
people.
It is. And like,
it is.
And when people say like a win is winning the room, it's so true because like they're going to remember you. And if you're not right for that, then like if you make an impression and they like you as a person, as a performer, if you fit something else,
they'll remember you.
They're going to remember you and
or
they're
like,
going to pull from that.
They don't, and then they see you again. They're like, oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, totally. And
then
so then I was like, okay, so I really do have kind of like this roster in my head of all of these performers.
But that makes sense because like I said, the first time I met you, you just kind of like fucking knew you fucking knew everyone even though you did, you know?
Right, but
you exude that.
Yes, but then and when it's presented to you that way, you're like, oh, I really do kind of have this brain.
You do have a good brain for it.
When you, I don't know, when you think about like what you're good at, you kind of like assume like, okay, maybe everybody's good at that, so it's not that special. But like, no, like we all have something like really unique and special that we're good at.
What you have is pretty niche.
So then people started like asking me who my favorite Elphabas and Glindas were.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, now I'll make a video talking about my favorites, but not like this one's the best. Like I'm gonna give you pieces of evidence that can like that will prove to you or not prove to you kind of exemplify why I'm drawn to these people, why I'm drawn to their performances, the nuances in their performances that I think are really impactful. And so I would do that in my videos. I would have clips of each of them and be like, I really like this moment. And I also realized that you can't do that effectively if you don't have a true understanding of who those characters are and the world that they're living in.
Exactly.
And I think that is undeniably like what will make you a good casting director if you actually know the characters that you need to cast. And I also think having the knowledge, the experience of being a performer helps it even more.
Yeah.
Because you'd be shocked at how many casting directors are just casting directors. They're business people. Like they're people. They could be good at their job.
How does one get into that when they're not a performer is my thing.
I don't know, but
it happens.
But even that, like people, casting directors that I've spoken to, they're like, yeah, some people in my office, like they don't know how to read music and they don't really know like how to kind of like properly judge a dance audition. Like I had an interview for an office that I'll actually be working with in the next couple months, and one of the biggest conversations in the interview was about the style of dance that I feel most comfortable or most confident like kind of judging essentially, because it seemed like maybe that was not that they're bad at it in any way, like they've cast so many shows, but like well, I wouldn't go that far, but I think it's like okay, we need a little more help in that department. Who can we bring on that will that will really fill that slot? You know what I mean? And
because
then
you've done it,
and then shows started from the TikTok stuff. Shows started inviting me to come see them and then kind of like talk about them. And then
it kind of just blended together.
Then
didn't
people in the comments were like, "You should really go into casting." I was like, maybe I should go into casting.
No, like it makes so much sense that you're doing this.
Thanks.
Like it, and I think it's hard because when you are, you know, in college, you just kind of like, first off, I mean, a BFA musical theater, what the fuck is that whole situation in the first place? But it's like, there's no like casting degree. And there's, so it's just kind of like, there's so many like different careers within musical theater, like, which is already a pretty niche thing, but there's like so many things within it.
Yeah.
And totally. I think we all just do performing because it's like, duh.
Yeah. And what I want to say again, what I said to you earlier is like, when you're ready to step away, like you'll know.
Yeah.
And my moment was like,
yeah. What was your moment?
My moment that I knew. So like I got back from LA and auditions weren't really working, but I don't think it wasn't working.
Wait,
because
was this like COVID?
No, this was LA. This was last year.
Oh, this was last year. Okay,
I had a few things I was coming back and forth for.
Yeah.
Like there was a tour that I was in for, I think 4 times over the course of like 6 months, different tracks. And
do you want to reveal the tour?
It was for Shucked. And again, a show that I probably necessarily wouldn't have placed myself in.
Yeah, but
clearly
you can
the
do
team
it.
saw something, whatever. But it was different tracks all the time.
Yeah.
And before I continue, this has nothing to do with the team, the casting director, the show at all. This was kind of like a
realization for you.
Like put in perspective for me. I had a trip to go to Chicago in August while I was living in LA. So my plan was to go from LA to Chicago and then back to LA. But then I had this appointment for like my fourth track, I think, in the company.
Yeah.
And then now I had to go from LA to New York for the callback for the initial, I guess. Yeah. Then New York to Chicago for my trip. And then if I were to get a final callback,
you'd have to
cut my trip in half to then go back to New York and then go back to LA. Yeah. And I was sitting there and I was like, I'm really spending all of this time and energy and money. And maybe cutting a trip in half that I've had booked for 3 months already for a job that
I'm probably not.
I might not even get that I don't have yet, and I'm like, damn, we really do sacrifice a lot.
Sacrifice so much time,
and even
money.
When you do have the job, it's like think about like I don't know, it's really hard to date someone who like has a 9 to 5 because when they're free, you're at work. When they have their weekends, you're busiest
every single night.
Yeah, and then
like book it sounds nice to book Broadway, but then I would my whole life would shift
totally.
Like I wouldn't have a
really
social
think
life
about that until you're doing it.
No, I would not have a social life at all.
And so then spoiler, did not book the job.
What?
I get back from LA, and at this point, for the past like year and a half.
Wait, what was the last thing that you were in for?
I'll get there, sister.
Okay. I'm like, I want to know.
Wait, but did you cut the trip in half?
I did not. So I told my agents at the time, I was like, the second casting knows if they need me for Sunday or not, I have to know because they need to know if I'm booking a whole new 2 flights. And so they let me know that night that they didn't need me. And I was like, great.
And then it's also kind of like, wait, and then when you don't,
the gag is that casting director I'm very close to now. He's one that I'm working with, and he told me he was like, the callback was great. Like just because you didn't get a final, and honestly, this might be good knowledge for you guys too. This might be good knowledge for everybody.
Oh yeah,
so maybe,
tell
maybe
people.
We'll keep it in.
He said
because I was like, well, I'm never going to be in that show, and he's like, that's literally not like you were in for it so many times. I was like, but I didn't get a final callback. He was like, just because you didn't get a final callback doesn't mean that you're never in consideration again. Like we have especially at that point in the process,
so many tapes.
Most of the show is cast, so you might like it could be like Tyler is not a good fit with Eleni.
Yeah,
never happened.
Okay,
but
that would literally
for the sake of the story,
that would fucking never happen. First and foremost,
but it's like, but Eleni already has the job. Tyler just seems like he's not a good fit with that track.
No,
so,
it makes sense.
So for this company,
it's
not the fit. But it doesn't mean like for replacements, you're not going to be called in. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So then,
because you're probably like really great for so many things, and that's what happens sometimes when you're like too versatile, right?
For real.
Like when you're casting someone that's like so versatile, you're like, oh, but they could do this and this and this, and then they just end up not getting the job.
Yeah. Sometimes you really need to be so specific.
No.
And then you're going to get the thing that is so fucking meant for you.
Yeah.
And that's where I really believe the statement that like what's meant for you will not pass you by, because if you are meant to do that thing, no, for real. If you're meant to do that thing, like you're going to be the person to do it.
Yeah.
And that'll be that. But for like the like year and a half leading up to that, my relationship with my agents was like not good. They're a fantastic agency. They're very good at the business side of everything.
Mm-hmm.
They're very good once you book the job.
Well, of course, because they make money.
But also they signed me 3 months before I graduated college. That's like,
oh, you got the film from
that Showcase. Is a long time ago.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That is like, I was a different person then. I was a different performer then. So like, I just feel like the things that they were getting from me weren't like vibing with, like it wasn't connected to it. I felt like they weren't listening to me when I was communicating with what I wanted to be in for, what I didn't.
I mean, you evolve as a performer, but they don't.
They get stuck in that mindset.
They just like don't. I don't think they think, because I think they're just thinking about you booking.
Yes. And the thing that I was feeling the most was like, listen, in an industry that is an industry where you feel like everything is so stacked against you and you feel like no one's on your side.
Yeah.
At the very least, your agents should always be in your corner, always be your biggest fans. And I just didn't feel like they were, and that's okay. They have a lot of other clients. I get that.
Yeah.
And just like our communication styles were not meshing, and I just felt really unhappy. And at this time, I was also toying with the idea of maybe going to LA. So I was like, do I want to get a bi-coastal agent so I have people on both sides of the country in case I want to bop back and forth? And I was like, I really think I need to drop them. And then one day they called me and they beat me to it.
Oh,
and that's the gag. And but
it's kind of like the universe was like kind of like making it for you,
and like because
it feels weird.
They didn't teach you in when you're getting your BFA how to break up with your agents if it's not vibing. So like I don't know
even teach you how to
go
get an agent.
No, exactly.
Nothing's real.
Yeah, so they kind of did that for me, and that kind of felt like a relief. But but the day that I was like, oh, I'm done.
Okay.
I had an audition in months and months and months.
When is this?
Is
this last year?
This was January. So there was an EPA for The Notebook.
Wait, like January,
this
like
January.
a couple.
Yeah. Oh, this is when I was like, oh, hard.
This is like pretty recent that you're like done.
The casting seed had always been planted.
Yes,
but I was always like, okay, maybe I'll audition for like another year and then like pivot. But this was the moment.
Okay,
yeah. I was like, I loved The Notebook when I was on Broadway.
Oh, we loved it. Yeah, it was our favorite show.
Favorite show.
Truly. Like the people who like don't. The score's not good. I'm like, you're not listening to it. You're not listening to it. I'm like, you got to think, babes. Listen to those lyrics. You got to fucking think. It is. I think it is a beautiful show. I saw it 3 times. Cried every time.
Yeah, same.
Actually, the first time I saw it, it was about 4 days after my breakup of a year and a half.
I saw it after a breakup too.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then
so fucking good with the break.
my mom had been sick. She hadn't passed at that point yet, and she had been sick, and I was like watching a character.
Oh my god!
I'm really gonna cry just thinking about it.
Oh my god, Tyler, I'm like literally so there with you. Like,
just like watching a character go through a disease that like they say in the show, like this disease only goes in one direction.
Yes,
but there was something so cathartic about being in a theater with a bunch of other people who were also sobbing.
Yeah,
and just really feeling like I got to release. It just really spoke to me, and then. Spoiler alert, my mom passes a few months later, and then I kind of had a whole new understanding for Noah as a character.
Yeah.
And because I feel like it kind of gets glossed over, but he mentions that his mom passed when he was 8 years old.
Yeah.
And I really think that that impacts the way that character moves through life more than we know, because first of all, when you lose a parent that young, it's just like life-changing. And I think you realize how short life is, and that when you find something that makes life worth living, you're going to hold on to it as tight as you can. And for Noah, that was Allie. And so not only do I got chills thinking about that.
Wait, literally, why am I like hearing fucking Tyler?
But so not only did I love the score and like love the music, and I think the show is beautiful, and it's one of my favorite movies of all time. Every time I watch it, I do sob. But then
classic.
But now feeling a deeper connection to the character in that way, I was like, I haven't auditioned in months. I have my equity card. Let's just go in for this EPA.
Yeah.
So I got it's gotten, I mean, I know there's all talk on TikTok about like the non-union.
We're going to get there.
Okay, great. But
oh my gosh. But
yeah, we're going to get there. I have thoughts, and I don't even think there's enough
talk about how like the union side of it is also really insane, because now there's like you're in the queue to like sign up for an EPA, and there's like 8,643 people ahead of you. It's like wild. Anyway,
like log in, and then it's like that.
So I got an appointment time. I was great. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna sing my little Casey Musgrave song, which I thought was like a perfect fit.
Yes.
And I was like really excited to do it.
Which song?
Love Is a Wild Thing.
Okay.
It was like, and it was very like Noah singing like Blue Shutters. It was I was really excited about it, honestly.
Aww.
And Casey's my favorite. She's tattooed on my body. So the day rolls around for the audition, and I go to work in the morning. My appointment's at like 3:00, and I'm getting ready, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to go. And it wasn't like, oh, I'm really nervous to go to this, or like I literally just sat there and I was like, I really don't want to go.
I don't want to do it.
I don't want to go to Pearl Studios. I don't want to smell that studio. I don't want to be around all these people who like, because like I don't know, maybe it's just like me now, and much love to all my theater people. I love you all. But like the energy is something I don't really
it's hard.
Jive with a lot of the time.
So hard.
Like especially in those holding rooms, I think it's very intense, and I think it's a little overwhelming to me personally. Even when I was auditioning, like there were times when I told my agents, I was like, please don't send me into dance calls. I can't be in those rooms with those boys. It's just not.
It's just not.
And it works for them because those are the boys who are booking because they just give into like the Rachel Berryness
it's
of it
sad
all.
Because it's like I know you say you're not a great dancer, but like you could be doing, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like the environment is just. I feel the same way too. Like, I'm like,
it's
fuck dance calls.
Intense.
Fuck
it's
those
really
dance
intense.
calls. Like, I'd just rather go sing and like, it's just easier.
Yeah.
It's just the environment is scary.
Yeah.
And just not even scary, just too much.
Too much. And
too
then
much.
it's hard to feel really relaxed and settle in and feel like you're doing your best work. So
sometimes there's good moments where
totally.
you can connect with some other artists and stuff, but it's usually not good.
Yeah, and the people who can turn it off and kind of just tune it all out and give a great audition, like those are the people who like are sticking through it, and that's great. I just can't.
I try to do that the best I can.
So I sat there and I was like, I really just don't want, and I didn't feel like angry, I didn't feel upset. I was just like, I just don't want to go. Like,
did you go?
So I sat there and I was like, listen, I could not go and let someone else have my slot.
Yeah.
Or I could
go.
I prepared the song. Yeah. I could go and it could change my life. I don't know. But also I realized that if I'm thinking about stepping away from this, I feel like I need to give it one more shot to know that it's not fulfilling anymore.
Yeah, because you signed up. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna go.
I walk to Pearl Studios.
Yes, you did.
The elevator is open on the third floor, and the first person I see is my best friend Reese, who I was on tour with pre-COVID.
Okay.
And he was literally like,
Tyler,
what are you doing here, sister? Because I've been so checked out for so long. He was like, what's going on? I was like, I'm gonna sing for the Notebook and like see how it goes. And
mind you, this is like a month after your mom.
Yeah, about a month after my mom passes. Yeah. So I go into the room and I sound terrible.
Okay,
I fuck up
crazy.
the lyrics.
What?
Yeah, lyrics of like one of my favorite Casey songs. I like sang like the same word twice and like like phrase after phrase. And when I tell you I left the room and I felt so much lighter, like I just felt like so much weight was taken off my shoulders and I felt so content. And like, that's when I knew. I was like, I was like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. But I really think I needed that to kind of put like a bow on
it.
That experience. I was like, I needed one more to kind of, to confirm for me that I can put this away.
Yeah.
At least for a little bit. I can always go back.
Yeah.
But then I think about the fact that like, listen, I booked a national tour right after graduation. How many people can say they did that? I've done 2 absolute dream shows. And like for me, I think
you did chorus line with me.
And I did chorus line with you. And that's all I need.
And that's all you fucking need.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And then once I knew that was
you have actually a great resume.
Thanks.
You really do.
Like all dancing shows, which is crazy.
And you
like
say you're not a dancer. It's the crazy.
But
Tyler is a triple threat.
No.
Like singing, dancing.
No, but the two
does it all.
The 2 shows that were my dream shows that I just mentioned were Newsies and Kinky Boots.
Yeah.
Like and like, but like I don't know. It's just they were shows that like spoke to me. They're really fun, but I didn't really. I don't know. I don't think of it, and that way I do not consider myself a dancer by any means.
But you are
actor first. But once I finally started like letting myself give into like kind of going down the path of casting, it all just kind of fell into place. Like honestly, pretty quickly. Like when you want something that happens so immediately, you're like, oh my god, this is taking forever, even though it's been like a month. But I'm like, but before I decided I was going to do this about 2 months ago, and I already have 2 casting credits. Like I'm about to have 2 casting credits.
I can't even imagine what's like in a year from now where you're going to be at.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's
such a long answer to that question? I'm so sorry.
No, that was good.
That's what I wanted. I honestly did. Okay, so I know you're like recently in the casting, but what's like what is something you want to share to our audience about casting that could maybe help some actors out there auditioning right now?
Yeah,
and really for me too.
Honestly,
my ears are open.
It really. Well, what I just said about my shuck experience is like if you don't get that final callback, like
that's one thing.
Do not take yourself fully out of the running, because like it just means that you're like if you've gotten that far, it is not a matter of can you do it.
Yeah.
Like they know you can do it. It's just it's all a puzzle
piece.
whatever.
Puzzle piece.
So you can always come back if replacements, whatever. But
can you tell when someone's like a nice person when they walk in the space immediately?
I don't think you need to be a genius to truly to smell inauthenticity when people walk into a room.
You know, like within really like when they walk in.
Yeah, because honestly, and I'm I know I mentioned earlier, a couple weeks ago, I watched Every Little Step, the Chorus Line documentary. The Bible. And it was so fascinating to watch it from the perspective of someone who wants to be on the casting side of things rather than a performer.
Oh, Rochelle Rack was robbed.
But the thing...
But she wasn't.
No, she was.
But she wasn't.
But also, like what I thought was so fascinating was like she did her when she did her audition for Sheila before the final callback. They really liked what she was doing because I think she was authentically giving herself to it, but she was also bringing kind of like personal baggage that she was going through like into the room. And this was confirmed when later on they did the final callback in the theater and Bob Avian pulls her aside and he's like, you went to a very vulnerable place today that you should not have. Yeah. He's like, can you do what you did last time we saw you? Yeah. And then there's a voiceover of her and she was like, the last time they saw me was 8 months ago.
Oh, that gives me, I don't know. Seriously, literally, I know.
Yeah. She's like, the last time they saw me was 8 months ago. I just got out of a relationship. I was in a different place. I was a different person. I don't know what I did 8 months ago. Yeah. And then
she didn't get it.
Yeah. And then, but like, the thing about casting that show, and this might not be for every show, but with this specifically, because all these roles are based on a person or like a combination of a few people, the importance of slotting people into those tracks who are like, who bring the essence of that real person is so important. And it was so cool to like, I'll use the mics, for example, the guys who were in for Mike. Like there was this one guy who like on paper, pretty perfect. Like, he went to school for musical theater. He checked every box. He's like,
is this the dancer guy?
No, not Tice. I think his name was like Rick or something. Tice. Yeah. Extremely talented. Like every time you saw a clip of everything he was doing was it? He was always prepared. He had a great like tap break prepared for the I Can Do That section. Like clean cut, sang great, technique spot on. But for me, when I was watching him, I was like, okay, he's giving a perfect audition, but there's like a grit and an authenticity to the person who booked the role that Mike, like the character, came through so naturally, so easily, as opposed to being. It's kind of what we were saying before. Like sometimes you need to be so specific in order, especially for a show like that. Yeah. You know, I mean,
Chorus Line is like one of those.
Yeah, and like Chrissy Whitehead, for example, when she was like, when she was told that they were going to bring her in from Christine, she was like, oh, like that's a girl who can't sing. But then you cut to them talking about it behind the table, and they're like, when the audience watches Christine, they, no matter what, above all else, they have to love her. Yeah. Whoever there cannot be an ounce of trepidation of how we feel about this character. Yeah. Everybody leaving that theater should be like, I loved that girl. She was so sweet. She was so endearing. She let us in. And Chrissy came in to sing her song. She didn't sing anything crazy. Like she probably, at the time, it was probably on like a do not sing for auditions list. She sang In My Own Little Corner.
She did sing In My Own Little Corner.
But what she did, but she was just she was cutesy so and adorable, and you couldn't help but love her. Yes. And so you kind of have to think about what each of these characters, what the most important quality about them is that needs to come through. Totally. And the person who just does that naturally and effortlessly because it's a part of their being, that's who's going to be the best for that role. You know what I mean? So so it is an essence thing. Yes, they told Chrissy the day of the final callbacks before she left the theater that she booked it because there was no question that was her role. Yeah. You know? And then like when Jessica Lee Golden was in for the cover for Cassie and Val, she was not even the running to be the principal Val. But what they were looking for was she's got the mouth of a sailor and she's so confident, but there's a sweetness to her that even though she's changed her body, she moved to New York from the Midwest and kind of like got a little hard. There's still an energy about her that really lets people in, that's really endearing and really sweet. And I think that's a really hard balance to find. That's why I think sometimes Vals go a little too far with just being like, well, fuck you, Radio City and the Rockettes. And they're really there is a sweetness to Val. Like there is something to Val that has like a little. Yeah. 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 And that's why I think Jessica got it, because it just like came through so naturally. And
I think all the characters are sweet, honestly, now that I'm thinking about the full line.
I think some of them you're like, oh, okay. Don't really know how I'm supposed to feel about you. But like, I think the ones that you're not supposed to be sure of, I think they can be kind of split. Like, oh, like
Yeah.
Some people are really going to connect to them and some aren't. But there are some that like, it's like they need to be likable.
Yeah. And that's for sure.
Yeah. But what I've seen from being behind the table, even just observing, is like kind of with that guy who's in for Mike, like you can come in and give on paper a perfect audition.
Yeah.
And there are so many factors that have nothing to do with you that go into you booking that job, and that you have to think about how many people have to say yes to you.
Yeah.
So when it's
so like say a good person walks in, everyone fucking loves them, and then they just leave the room. What does everyone say right after? What's something that they say?
Sometimes it's like
what's like the thing like, do you think they're gonna work well with this person? Like, is it that? Is it like
it's
logistics
definitely
immediately?
A lot of that. I mean, sometimes there are people in the room. Like I know.
Oh gosh. What you about
my
to
God,
spill?
how much? I don't want to give too much away. But
okay.
But like some
whatever you want to give.
Unfortunately, sometimes it's like really personal. Like like to people behind the table, it's like, oh, they remind me of somebody that like I remind you of somebody.
Yeah.
It's not even the person. Remind you, and then
just remind you of someone they hate.
Yeah. Or like you gave a really perfect audition, but you're a little too short for the person who. And you can't change that.
Yeah, I mean, this is all good stuff to hear because it's there's just so much that you can do.
Yeah.
There's only so much you can do, and then you just got to release it.
What's really great though is when people give feedback that actually is tangible and things you can change. Like it's like, don't wear chunky shoes next time.
Yeah, period.
Because like you need to like be in your body. Or like I remember I was in for a swing for something, and everything was probably one of the best auditions I've ever given. And I spoke to the casting director a few days later, and he was like, the work, you fit the world of the show so well. The work was all done. Everything, the scene work was fantastic. It was an amazing audition. It's a swing, and we just need someone with a stronger lower register. And we like, you didn't check that box, and like, we just had to move on.
Period.
Like it could be everything else, but it's just like that one little thing. But also just
such a tenor.
I don't know. But also, I don't know. You can kind of smell when the person that's auditioning is not someone that you really want to work with. I know there was a conversation a few months back on TikTok. Is like, is it more important to be talented or more important to be kind? And I think the kindness will give you longevity in the industry.
I agree.
But you also do have to be talented.
But
you know what I
mean?
Yeah. And I think it's
everything. Yeah.
Like in dance calls, I think it's really, really important to make sure that you're fitting the world of the show. And my biggest, if I want to leave advice to any like dancers, this is what I found success in. If you're given improv, unless they're like, this is to show us tricks or this is to do this, like if it's a good choreographer, if it's a good director, they're giving you the material that they want to see. They're putting movement on your body that they want to see for the show. If you're given 2 counts of 8 at the beginning or the end of the combo, especially at the beginning, my trick is to always do something vocal. If you start, I remember
like a woo.
Oh no!
Ha!
Give it a little more thought. This happened in the audition I did yesterday for Annie, because they were like 2 counts of 8, like before we used to go into the dance, like just pretend like you're in New York, be a New Yorker, you know. And like there were people, like some of them did actually say like,
taxi,
I need a taxi, get out of here, get out of my way, you know. And I'm like, oh wait, that's actually really funny. I wish I had done that, you know. And I was like,
every time I would go in for a Kinky Boots call,
what would you do?
I would go up. So they usually play a track, so there's no one behind the piano. But there would always be a piano in the room. I'd always pretended the piano was a bar. I banged on the bar. I turned around. I was like, who wants a drink? Like but cause then if you, or whatever I would say, it doesn't matter. But then I think there's a fine line between like not distracting the other auditionees, but also if you can do something. The reason why I like the vocal thing is because immediately the people who are looking at your resume, they're going to look up, they're going to see where that sound came from. They're going to be like, what is that person about to do? And at least for the first 5 seconds of the combo, they're going to be watching you. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like, you just kind of have to like make an impression. I remember I was in for and Juliet like a year ago, and they put us in the formation, and I was going to like, cause it was confident, the combo. And so it's like, you know, like you're in the club, you're like, you're teaching Francois how to be confident, whatever. So I was like, okay, baby, there's one thing I have, it's confidence.
Yes.
So I was like, my plan was to like kind of enter the room, like enter the club, like then get my formation eventually. And this was a fault of mine, but I slipped out of the formation a little too early and they thought like someone was missing.
Yeah.
So like we were missing someone. I was like, oh no, sorry, I'm just getting into it. And they just thought it was like so funny. And like they were like, okay, Tyler, you get into it.
Yeah.
And then so I had my little moment, but I knew that for the first 10 seconds of that combo, they were going to be watching.
Yeah, because you were in your pocket.
Yeah, I think there's a line that you can toe with being too distracting to everyone else's auditioning. So definitely kind of assess that. But I think use the improv they're giving you to just show that you fit the world of the show, that you are a performer who's not afraid to like go for it and really like lean into just the environment, the atmosphere of the world that you're in, because a lot of people can dance, not a lot of people can kind of
connect to the material.
And like
people just be doing it, but they don't be doing it.
Yeah, and you can really see that. Yeah,
and that's that. Okay, really quickly before I torture you.
Okay,
torture.
I do kind of want to talk about, because we haven't talked about this yet. Okay, first off, the new list, how it started, and then how it ended.
The whole non-equity.
Do you know what this is? The new?
I've heard about it, but again, I've been out of the circuit, so I don't really know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this was a non-union attempt of having an unofficial list, but they made it. They're trying to organize it and make it
They were basically trying to
official, unofficial,
turn things to an online format, because everyone is starting to like get up at like 12 a.m. and like start a list at that time, and then there's like 3 lists on the table, and you're like, what's going on? And so then this online list comes, and like when I first saw it, I was like, you know what, I think that would be a better idea. But then
I was like sending it to everyone. I was like, okay,
yeah. But then I think like as I'm seeing like updates from this Instagram and like from like the Hustle or whatever, I'm like, oh wait, this is actually getting even worse, because now there's this list, there's the paper list still, there's a midnight paper list as well, and now everyone's arguing about like which one should be
fighting
honored, and like
it's like dangerous almost.
It's like actually
literally
dangerous.
Literally it's dangerous. I mean, granted, I have never, I'm still non-ec, and I just don't even bother try to do any of that. I'm like, I'll get an appointment.
You get enough appointments.
Like I can't.
That's my thing though, and that's what I think. If I can give a piece of advice to non-union actors who are not represented by an agency, is spend less time busting your ass trying to go to these ECCs and EPAs at insane hours, and more time on getting reps who can get you into the room. Because first of all, it's going to be safer. Those appointments are going to be guaranteed, and it's more sustainable. What I'm finding really disheartening about what I'm seeing via social media is a lot of these. It's like come with me to audition for this or whatever. Like there's this one girl who I actually there's a lot of them that I do not like, and I actually think that they're shooting themselves in the foot, and they will never work because of the way they're presenting themselves.
And also, I'm just like, please, like, your phone needs to be taken away from you.
Yes.
You should not be allowed to post this material. What is wrong with my For You page? I'm getting so many of them. Now? I have been sending them to Whitney. I'm like, this person needs to be canceled. Like, we need to bully this person. Like, this is crazy.
No, but like, it actually is true that a lot of them are, there are some videos where these girls are just like really crashing out. And I'm like, but what you're doing is you're running your body and your mental sanity into the ground.
Yes.
And this is not sustainable. And it actually really worries me that they're giving themselves too much to something that's not giving them anything in return.
Yeah.
And there's no longevity in that. And you really need to, I totally get it. Like, you're young and you're sprightly and you're excited. You're like in New York, maybe for the first time, and you're like, I'm doing the thing, and I want this dream to come true. And that's such a cool thing.
You're going to burn out.
Yes.
You are going to burn out. It's not meant, that life is not meant to be done.
Yes.
Ever.
Like
Ever.
maybe pick like 2 days a week that you're like, okay, I can commit to, like, these are audition days, whatever.
Yeah.
Spend some time, go to your day job,
make money,
make some money, go to a voice lesson, or maybe not. Maybe take 2 days off to like not think about theater.
Yeah.
1 day to reaching out to agencies, because that I think that's going to give you, especially non-union actors who don't have reps, work on getting reps who can get you into those rooms, so you don't have to do this really insane task of signing up on these unofficial lists that might not even get.
Well, now it's not.
And now the lists are gone.
So now it's all gone.
Canceled.
It's canceled.
Equity said we will not be taking any more unofficial lists.
No unofficial lists. Everyone's like,
so what's
no.
the process?
So
It's basically like you have to just
When
come
the
when
there?
the monitor, like when the Pearl Studios opens, there'll be a list that you can sign
And
up.
you know what's
one
gonna
person at
happen?
a time. You can't sign up for anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
And
you know what's going to happen? They're just going to line up. Just going to line up. They're just going to wake
It's
up at
gonna be
5 and they're
rough.
going to line up.
It's gonna
And
be
like
rough.
everyone, I like read Instagram comments all the time, and everyone's just like, "Please, everyone, let's just be normal and
Right.
like
Not.
get
Because
there
also,
at 9."
let's be really real. Let's be really real for a second. The business is insanely oversaturated. There are
Yes.
not enough
Yeah.
jobs for the amount of performers, and it's cool that we're now in a day and age where so many more people want to do theater than in the past. But that being said,
But also,
the days of going to an ECC and booking your Broadway debut from it are kind
are
of long gone.
They're long gone.
That's not really going to happen
It's
anymore.
not-
And
no.
also, most of these ECCs and EPAs that these non-union actors are busting their asses to get seen at are just required. And
Yeah.
yeah, there's a chance that like you might leave an impression and they might call you back eventually. But like, it's I don't think the ends justify the means when it comes to that. It gets I don't really know what the answer is, but it's rough out there.
Yeah.
It's
No,
rough.
that's good advice, though.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Get an appointment. And how you get an appointment, you probably have to get an agent.
Mhm.
Or you have to just join the union,
Yeah.
period. That's what I did. I was just like, I'm just so tired of it.
Yeah.
Just tired of it.
I hear you.
But
Like,
then it's kind of, I feel like it's getting to the point where everyone is joining the
Yeah.
union, and now
Then
it's just
that's
it's
another
kind
side of the coin.
becoming
Yeah.
and then, yeah,
the
that's
same
fine.
thing.
It's-
You
but
know,
It's
but some
tough.
people don't like. For me, I just realized it's like, well, I actually don't want to do any non-union work, especially after I didn't get the tour. I was like, fuck it. The 2 tours that I like wanted to do that I didn't get that are non-union. Period.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah.
Moving on up, even though I didn't really move.
I hear that.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I have to put you on the spot now.
Oh, okay.
We
There
have
go.
to change gears to Wicked just for a moment
Yeah, let's do
because
it.
you're kind of
Yeah.
like known for Wicked now, which is so funny.
I guess yes. Someone the other day
You're
said
like
that
the Wicked
they're
person.
like you're in the fabric of Wicked now.
Yeah,
I'm
you're,
like
like, in
that's
it.
actually a really insane thing.
Because
to think
I feel
about.
like
Yeah.
you're well versed on like a lot of shows, but I think just Wicked is so relevant this year because of the movie.
Totally.
And I think just the roulette like went
And that-
crazy.
And again, that's the crazy thing about the roulettes being such an accidental thing is that the timing
because
was like
it's-
a little too perfect.
yes.
But it was literally just I was in Fire Island with my girlies. It was
Yeah.
a September week, so it's a little colder. We're staying inside more than we're like going
Yeah.
out. And I was like, this is a fun thing I can do. And they're like, we don't believe you. I'm like, watch me.
Yeah.
And then I just like posted it. I had like what, 1,000 followers on TikTok when that
Yeah.
happened.
And then it
I
just
just
blew up.
downloaded TikTok like 2 months prior to
Yeah,
that.
you
I
just
never
blew
even
up.
had it.
You blew up.
It just
Crazy.
happened. Because of the timing. Yeah.
What are you excited? What were your thoughts on the movie? And are you excited for part 2?
Oh my God, I loved it.
Yeah,
I really
nice,
did.
nice.
I understand like movie buffs like critiques on maybe
On some things.
yeah, on like things like about like the filmography of it.
I thought it was perfect.
But like, yeah, when you're like a fan of it and you've been this has been teased
For
like 15 years, you
For
know?
years.
And so what I really appreciated about it was that it was in the hands of people who really cared about it.
Yeah. And you can tell.
Yes, like John M. Chu and especially and his co-director Ariana Grande, who like really like seriously like I thank God she was cast in this role.
Yeah,
like
thank God.
Yes,
Yeah.
like she was so beautiful in it, but she really cared about not only her portrayal of the character she was playing, but of the movie as a whole and like
Yeah,
what.
And Cynthia. Are you
Yeah,
kidding
I
me?
mean Cynthia.
We've always known that Cynthia, I think the theater, or like we say it all the time, is like, we all knew, like from the theater world, we're just like, this makes sense.
the
But
vocals are crazy.
I think
She's
her
a
being
vocalist.
brought to another platform and like now even
Seriously.
more visible to other people.
Mhm.
Because we all know, I'm like, Color
Yeah.
Purple like changed all of our lives.
Yes.
That performance.
No,
like,
it's really really wild, and just their chemistry was really strong,
So good.
and I think the what I really loved about there was so much I guess controversy over the length of the film.
what?
Yeah,
I want it to be longer. I wanted
Oh
to just
yeah,
go right
everyone was
into
like, "Oh, it was too long." But like for
But
me, I was like, "What?
totally.
It's
I mean,
over?"
I mean, famously, especially with part 2, famously, the second act of Wicked has like pacing issues, and it feels like they're just like trying to cram a lot
Yeah,
into one.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I totally get it.
Yeah.
And what I loved about the first film being 2.5 hours of just the first act is like there were so many moments that fully had room to breathe.
Mhm.
And it really made the payoff that much better, and all those moments that more impactful, and the character building to be that much more I don't know, just like grounded and solidified. Like you really understood who these characters were, I think.
Mhm.
And what I loved about Cynthia's portrayal of Elphaba, and I'm not going to fault the stage version
two different
for
things
this because like in theater everything has to be heightened and bigger and bigger. but because her Elphaba was so much more pulled back and so much more subdued, there wasn't anger there. It was just like acceptance of like, listen, I've lived in this skin my entire life, and at this point in my life, I know that people are going to look at me this way, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
And if I remain angry, first of all, as a character, as if she's living as that human being, if I'm angry all the time, I'm just going to burn myself out.
Yep.
And like, she has to understand that, like Elphaba, the character. But I think with Cynthia as the actor understands that if I start angry, I still have 2.5 hours of this movie to go. Like I have nowhere to go. I have nowhere to build off of if I just start here.
Exactly.
And I think that, of course, that's her portrayal and John's directing. I assume I wasn't on set.
Yeah.
But I think kind of that the marriage of that really just made the journey of the character really, really beautiful.
It was so good.
Yeah.
I'm so excited
I can't
for part
wait
two.
for part 2.
Yeah, me too. I've
I've never seen the musical like on Broadway. I know.
Have you seen it?
I haven't yet.
Yeah, I want to see it.
I do love a debut. I do love like an understudy going on, whatever.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the witches, I really like to go a little
bit later.
Well, yeah, because I want them to settle into it, especially
sink into that.
Different for Allie because she was a standby, so she's kind of got under the belt a little bit. But like, if they're not going from the tour first into Broadway and they're like just starting on Broadway, like it's gonna take time for them to like find their show and like settle in.
Wait, were you a fan of 13, the Broadway musical?
Not really, but like, yay, Patrice, woo!
Yes, Patrice.
It's fierce.
Who's
I heard she's
Patrice?
great though. Allie Trim
Trim.
played the role of Patrice.
It all comes together because Ari was in
now.
13.
It's true.
And that's when I discovered Ari for the first time because I was obsessed with 13.
That's so funny.
Isn't that so funny?
Jason Robert Brown's most successful musical.
And I fucking love JRB and Bridges, 13.
What a
nothing
beautiful
can
score.
I mean Bridges and 13.
That's so
the two genders.
The two. Okay. Speaking of No Good Deed.
Oh God. Oh God.
Are you versed on your No Good Deeds? We're just gonna do like 5 and 5. Because I have some thank goodness and I have No Good Deed. Or we can just do No Good Deed if you want. What do you feel, Tyler? What's your best?
I don't know. You want to do No Good Deed?
Yeah, I have both.
Oh God, I'm scared.
I'm kind of scared too. No, I'm not. You're gonna be great. I'll start with one that I feel like we'll know immediately.
I'm wicked through and through since I cannot succeed. Fear of saving you. I promise nobody.
Shoshana?
Yeah. Damn! That was so quick.
That actually is not as quick as I wanted it to be.
Really?
Yeah, I'll try to be
time
faster next time.
Okay.
for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Eden.
Fuck! Just
Eden,
the tang.
Eden's my number one.
This one's so easy.
J Bosk. Yeah,
It was a little tricky in the beginning.
There's no denying that ping.
You would have gotten it there.
Yeah.
Totally. Okay. Let me see. Let me do like.
I'm wicked through and through since I cannot succeed.
I know.
Fear of saving you. I promise nobody.
70 J Block.
Yes.
That is an old video.
It is. It's not even displayed.
Not just audio.
Wow.
Just audio.
Gaggy.
You're just doing so great.
Thank
I
you.
knew you would, but like, fuck, this is amazing.
And this is proof that this is real.
Yeah, this is proof this is real because you did.
So many
he
people in
did
those
not
comments
know.
were like, "This is
Yeah.
fake." I'm like,
It's not fake.
They started making comments about the mirrors in my room. I'm like, I'm not even facing the mirrors.
No, this is
Mirrors.
all, guys. This is live. He didn't even know he was going to do this.
No. I mean, I assumed when you were like,
Yeah.
I have a surprise. I'm like, girl.
Gotcha. Damn. I don't know.
Is it Jenny Denoya?
It was
Jenny Denoya?
Yeah.
How do you? I don't even know who these people are.
I was like, I actually don't even know when.
My favorite
who is that?
comments when people are like, I don't even know this many people in my life.
Yeah.
I don't know this many names of people who I know.
I mean, that's incredible.
It's like, wait, I don't remember anyone's name.
Okay.
Like, you're lucky if I remember your name tomorrow. I tell people I meet, like, you're lucky if I remember you next year. Okay.
Right.
Okay. We're changing gears.
Okay.
Oh God, we've gone to Glinda's. Okay.
Glinda's. And this one's a little more specific. So this is going to really fucking test.
Okay. No, I'm nervous.
Because that was easy. No Good Deed was
sure.
easy.
All right, you try.
I couldn't.
Let's trade places.
I couldn't.
All right, let's go.
Well, maybe. Let's start with.
Oh, sorry.
Chris and gentlemen.
Starting strong.
You're right. Megan Hilty.
Very like.
Is that how Shake Me and I'm wrong?
Yeah, no, you're wrong. You're wrong.
I was wrong?
Yeah, you're wrong. Oh my God.
Oh no.
Wait, do you want to hear it again?
Yeah.
Okay. But like, I can understand because they sound so similar. This is hard.
That wasn't Megan Hilty?
No. I know. It really sounds like her too. Do you want to know? You want to go back?
Play it one more time.
Okay.
I don't know.
Laura Bell Bundy.
No way.
Yes.
She sounds really good there.
For
real.
It is
like,
giving Megan, because I was about to do Megan right after, and I was like, this is going to really
what
be
does
hard.
Megan sound like?
Because Megan sounds...
They sound the same. Well, that's Megan. Megan does that option for sure.
But that's a very fair. Okay.
All right, I'll take that L.
Okay, it's okay. This is fucking hard.
I would have no idea who this is.
I didn't even know she was a Glinda. I just know her from the MTV outputs.
Lauren Zaccharin.
That was too much of a giveaway, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. She covered it on the tour, I think.
Oh,
so listen to that. I have that knowledge. But yeah, that was very.
This is a hard.
I also think with the Glindas.
With the Glindas, it's different.
I think I need more of the song.
I know.
To because honestly, one of my tricks is picturing what their mouths are doing.
That's how you do it.
With a lot of the Glindas.
Okay.
Because because the thing about Elphabas is that a lot of them have most of them all have their own distinct sound.
Yeah. I mean, you knew Eden.
Yeah.
A second. I knew you would.
Yeah. With the Glindas, it's like.
The Glindas is hard, especially that take.
Yeah.
I wonder how Ari's going to do it.
I don't know.
I'm scared.
She better belt it.
Yeah, I kind of hope she belts it.
She better.
She better belt it.
If she doesn't belt it, I'm going to be like, I want my money back.
Oh.
Okay, I think we put you through enough.
We've been in such a musical theater land, which is wonderful.
Which is
great.
wonderful. Which is great.
Yeah.
Hello, we have to talk about the other aspects of our show.
Totally.
Reality
Let's
TV.
chat.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, this is the most important question.
The question is, okay, what reality TV are you watching? What's your favorite to watch?
I would say my top two are probably Drag Race and The Traitors.
Okay.
I was a huge Survivor person, but I'm just not really not vibing with the recent seasons. I think they just kind of went in a direction that I don't really jive with anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, we're about 2 weeks out from the Drag Race finale.
Yes.
Last night was like the.
Did you watch it? I haven't watched it.
I did.
Okay,
I did watch it.
We haven't watched.
No spoilers.
Are you in the Drag Race?
I'm
Whitney's fully. I watch
Fierce.
it.
Yes.
Like I watch it.
Fierce.
I'm actually pretty much.
I'm
actually in it this season.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay. Well, who do we like? Who's your winner or top two? Who's your
top two?
Who do you want to see in the top two?
Anya.
I love Anya Nerve. Sorry.
Honestly, the other ones are starting.
What's the southern one?
Sam Star.
Is Sam Star still in?
Well, I don't know. I don't know after tonight. Last night, but
low key always like Sam Star. Low key. At first, I didn't, but now I really like her.
I wasn't sold on her, but then I realized I was like, oh, she's actually. Yeah, she's
serving
because she's very pageanty, so she she knows how to present herself. Yeah. The thing about the one thing that the winners always have in common is that they're smart.
Mm-hmm.
They're not gonna crown someone who doesn't have
who's a dumb bitch.
Yeah, but also a point of view on the world and kind of just an intelligence about them. They're not gonna
Yeah.
crown a an airhead or like someone who doesn't really like have a viewpoint on the
anything.
world. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. What do you think? Who's your top?
Why am I forgetting about what's her face? Betty Boop.
Susie Toot.
Susie Toot. I love Susie Toot at the start, but now
just the longevity of it. Yeah.
I don't know where she's going.
I hear that.
The vision is lost a bit for me now.
That's fair.
And I love Jules as well, but I was really annoyed that with her outfits for her makeover. I was like, what the heck was that?
Yeah. Those were a flop, and I think she was in the bottom for that rightfully.
Yes.
But that was a good
That
was my favorite lip sync of
a lot of the lip syncs have not been giving
what
I wanted to give.
That's my thing about
they haven't
because there was a lot of talk on the fact that the pre-finale episode, so like next week's episode, is going to be another Lollapalooza instead of a reunion. And what I think what production is doing wrong is they're not assessing what the cast is giving. I think last year, a Lollapalooza for that cast was appropriate because it was full of fierce lip syncers who know how to put on a fucking show. The final battle between Morphine and Megami was so entertaining because they both have such a distinct kind of style when it comes to lip syncing. They're both so good at it. I don't think that this season is a cast full of bad lip syncers, but if you look at the show objectively, the lip syncs were not as strong as the drama.
Right.
So when you have a cast that's bringing the drama and that's bringing the tension and the Untucked was good, and then do a reunion because the reunion is going to be more entertaining than the Lollapalooza. Yes. I think there needs to be less rigidity with like the structure of the show from the production standpoint. Like,
I agree.
Because I mean, now that I look at, I now watch the show as like this is a television show. They are casting archetypes for a television show. They're creating a cast, they're creating a storyline, and they're gonna do whatever they want. What is so funny to me, because I'm big on like Twitter, so I have a lot, like big following there. There's always big conversation, and like there's always drama in the Drag Race fandom. And the biggest issue with it is that they're like they're not understanding that Rue and the production are gonna do whatever they want to do. Like a couple weeks ago, did Lana absolutely wipe the floor with Sam Starr in that lip sync? Yes. But Lana was not, at that point, Lana had gone way further in the competition than I think probably she normally would have. And like, she gave a great lip sync, but she's not going to stay in the competition over Sam Starr, who was like constantly high.
Literally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like things like that. And also,
you have to put in consideration.
Yeah. And also these like newer Drag Race fans who are like younger. My favorite season of Drag Race ever, like normal season, not including All Stars, is like season 6.
Yes,
like,
I was literally season 6.
Period. Old school drag, Bianca Del Rio, like there's drama, there's cattiness. They don't give a fuck about like the public perception of them because like they're drag queens. Yeah. Like if there was a hidden camera in like the dressing room of like a drag show, like these fans would like crumble and be like, oh my god, they're doing drag, sister. And the problem is now like these girls are getting on TV and like I think a lot of them are afraid of how they're going to present themselves because they're going to be ripped to shreds. But I mean, I think the issue with social media right now is that everybody has an opinion and they think their opinion matters, and that and they do not understand that every situation has nuance and every person has nuance. And like we're watching the show because we want drama. They just would not survive watching old school Drag Race.
It has definitely changed from the old seasons.
But I also
what season is this?
17.
Yeah.
And it's gonna keep going. But also what I think it's becoming is, I think it used to be like the show is gonna be a vehicle to kind of bring into the mainstream media like these drag queens who have been in the biz for years, like doing their thing in their own cities, and now like people know who they are. Where now it's like, and not to bring up Lana again, I do like Lana, fierce lip syncer, gorgeous queen. I really am a fan of Lana. But like even when she was eliminated, like she kind of said, she was like, my dream was to get on Drag Race. And not that I think that's a bad thing, but it's like, I think it used to be these queens are like, I love the art of drag. Drag is my life. Drag has become my lifeline. Drag, it gives me my livelihood. And now it's like, these girls are like, I want to be on Drag Race. I want to be on TV.
Yeah.
And that's where I think that kind of separates the pack from being like the ones who, and it's not that they're bad at drag, but it's like, they're prioritizing different things. And I think now Drag Race has become, I want to be on Drag Race rather than I am a drag queen who cares about my craft. Two of my favorite queens in New York City have never been on Drag Race, and at this point I think they're over it. They're like, well, I don't need that show because they're so fucking good at what they do here And it's like,
then yeah, that's all.
So
you need.
and yeah, so I just don't think I love the direction that the show is going in that regard.
Yeah,
but it definitely is a lot more digestible when I'm like, okay, they're gonna do whatever. They're gonna judge however they want to judge it.
yeah,
and you can't get tied down. I would not. I don't want to give anything away, but because you'll watch it. But they made it because Anya is my winner. Like I love Jules too, and I think Jules would be for how young she is. She's so intelligent. She really has a point of view. She has an aesthetic
really cute,
that I think is really consistent, and she's really smart, and she can really volley with you. Like she has like winner energy in that sense, where she's really personable. She's really confident. She can hold herself well. But Anya was a shock to me. I was not expecting to like Anya as much as I did. Like,
me either.
Like from the Meet the Queens in the first looks, I was like, okay, like filler queen, sure.
Mm-hmm.
But she really delivered, and she's really smart, and she's really talented.
Mm-hmm.
A slow climb.
Yeah,
I feel like.
But the judges made a comment to her last night that I was like, oh my god, they're not going to give her the crown. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
We gotta watch.
Yeah, it was really.
Wow.
We gotta watch tonight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you wait? Do you just watch it live?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I feel like it's so hard to watch.
Oh no, they made it impossible now.
Yeah, it's impossible.
My roommate's parents pay for DirecTV, so I just host viewing parties at my apartment, and that's how we watch it. But and then Traitors is the other one that I'm like Traitors.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, my for my birthday this year, I'm playing Traitors in my apartment, and it's gonna be so fun to like have all my different friend groups from different areas of my life fight each other.
Oh, that sounds.
That's what
fun.
I'm really excited for. So I'll be Ellen Cumming.
Oh.
I'm literally printing everyone.
The fit is it going to be like a?
So it's going to be on a Monday night because I have friends on Broadway and obviously I want them there. So like I'm like sorry to my 9 to 5 sisters, but to help even it out, don't worry about an outfit. It's going to be like pajama party, like pajama theme. So I'm going to have I'm going to do like kind of like Scottish plaid themed pajama set, and that'll be my middle ground.
Perfect.
Oh, that's so exciting! I love that. You have to report back.
I will.
Did you like this season? Gaggy.
After last season, love Gabby, love Dylan up front, obviously.
Oh,
but
fuck, he's so hot.
That picture he posted yesterday.
You sent that to me and I went in cardiac arrest.
I literally tweeted it and I was like, this is so sick. It has like 10,000 likes. I was this is sick.
This is just rude at this point.
It's really sick. It's like body goals, I think, for me by the summer.
Whew.
But I think he had a great run. I think he was really smart with kind of sniffing all of it out. Gabby was just... she's just
Gabby.
so.
I think she was just Gabby.
Yeah, and that's what
she
we
does.
love about her. Also, like I was big on Bachelor like in college and like Bachelorette, but I kind of fell off of it. But it seems like now people are going on that show and then coming out gay. Can you like confirm or deny? Like what's going on with that?
It's happened a few times.
It has.
Yeah,
it
like
has.
what's
Gabby, Colton, Demi.
Oh yeah.
I guess that's it.
I honestly think that we need more drag queens on future seasons of the Traitors. I think one per season is not
because
doing
they have their posse of the Real Housewives. We need to have the posse of drag. Yeah,
for real.
And we have like the posse of Big Brother and Survivor. Not so much Bachelor. They just have like one Bachelor representative, but that's fine. Like I don't think
it's big on Bravo, and I think if we bring in more,
if Alan Cumming is the host, and we're really highlighting all these people from Bravo, like the parallel is RuPaul Drag Race.
Yeah.
Like it's more so than The Bachelor, and like, you know.
But then unfortunately what it seems like has been happening is because they're the most I think they're the easiest targets to get out because like they could be traitors, they could be deceitful, whatever. But they're also the best TV.
No,
so
then
like halfway through the season,
TV.
then it kind of plateaus.
When Bob left, I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
I was like, I needed another queen.
I did not want to see Danielle shaking on my screen every day.
That was so wild. I was like, honestly,
crazy.
You're kind of pissing me off, but also like Oscar worthy. Like I was like,
like I was so mad, but I was like, also you need to stay because like
you're
making me pissed off every week.
Yeah,
like you're pissing me off.
It was wild that they all really just started coming for each other.
I knew it was her.
Like
Gabby's
shaking.
Gabby's like, oh my god.
Right. She's like, okay, sister. All right.
Love Gabby so much.
And Ivor won.
He was just there.
He was there.
What's her face? Out for Tom. Tom was good TV though too.
Tom was good TV. When he accidentally said women are good cheaters, Dana goes, "Wow, did that really come out your mouth?" That was the episode that I had to watch a day later. So I was just sitting on my couch alone, and I went,
We were watching.
It's like, they're gonna rip him a new one. You said cheater. Honestly, that was crazy.
Honestly, like Tom Sandoval like has made a full circle with me at this point.
That's so funny.
Did you watch Vanderpump?
No.
Oh God, you go through so many phases with Tom Sandoval just watching that show, and of course we all know like how he ended his time there. And then he was just so hated for so long, and him being on the show was definitely a choice.
Yes.
By the casting and by the producers and whoever they go through.
It was a good one though.
But it worked. It was enough time passed. It was just the right people. The Chrishell hate was just perfect.
Oh, Chrishell.
Like Chrishell hating.
I do love Chrishell.
Like another girl that turned
a lesbian or bisexual.
Well, she's engaged.
Oh, she's engaged.
She's literally married to
Married.
G-Flip.
Married. Oh, okay.
Marriage G-Flip.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So
and they're in
I would
love.
Yeah.
They're in love.
Yeah.
I now want to see Christine Quinn on.
No.
Can you imagine we saw Christine on the Traitors?
That would be so good.
That would be wild.
That would be.
Who's that?
Christine was like she was like
was she the blonde
villain.
She was the villain.
Mm-hmm.
She was the show.
Yeah,
she was the show.
She was the show.
Selling Sunset is bad now.
Yeah.
It's like not that good. But I'll watch it, but it's not good.
Yeah. When I was living in LA last year, I worked at the WeHo Equinox, which is right next. It touches the Oppenheim Group. And they like blacked out their windows, and there's always like during the day there's a sign that says like please keep 3 feet away from the glass because people are just like peeking in.
Yeah.
And then when I went back in January, they put like shrubbery all around. Like you cannot even see. You can barely see the sign on the roof that says like Oppenheim Group.
Don't they have a new space though?
They just expanded the space. So they bought the space that was next to it. And just kind of expanded.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
But yeah.
I can't wait to listen back.
This is really
I know,
fun.
this
We
was
talked about
so
much.
fun.
Yeah.
I hope you were like soaking all of this in. I hope you stayed for the whole thing because it really was so much information.
Yeah, that was
and so much entertainment as well.
Yeah.
So thanks so much for coming on.
Oh my God, thanks for having me. This was a blast.
It was so great.
Thanks for letting me ramble. That's just what I do best, I think.
You're so good at it.
Oh my gosh, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed this episode with Tyler. We so love talking to him. I so loved getting to know him and hear his thoughts and opinions on all the musical theater and
so many things,
different things and just life in general.
We're rooting for him.
Yes, we're rooting for him in his next phase of life and what will come next. We'll wait and see, you know?
We'll wait and see. So thanks for staying for this long ass. This is probably one of our longest.
We've had long episodes.
We've had long episodes. So
believe me.
You know,
next week, hopefully, we'll just be kind of inviting more people to come onto the podcast and speak.
We have a few more people lined up.
I swear, one of these episodes, Maho will be on the podcast to talk about her Gypsy Broadway.
Yes.
Fun time dancing, singing, performing
Broadway.
But every time we try and make it happen, something comes up and
something's been coming up.
You know, she's a busy gal. She got 8 shows a week, so
she's busy.
Time is limited,
and we're just trying to make it.
But you know, if it's not Maho, we'll have someone else who has even just as interesting things to talk about.
Yes, we have a few things lined up.
Until next week, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.